You're now tuned in to Two Queens and a Fat Guy podcast.
Everybody, welcome to Two Queens and a Fat Guy podcast. This is our first installment. You are now about to tune in to Quarantine Panties. Let's talk about it.
You fucked the title up.
Pandemic Panties.
Oh, it's Pandemic Panties.
Pandemic
And,
Panties.
oh, Pandemic Panties and Quarantine something.
No, surviving 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, first of all, that was the perfect intro right there. That's right there.
Nigga, did you say, oh?
Oh
yeah.
my God.
All right, let's get into it.
Get it how we live.
Well, see, being that Corona just didn't say nothing about us, huh? Like, yeah.
I ain't even say nothing about myself.
She
Shit.
didn't introduce herself either.
Man.
Let me do it
Corona.
again. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. What up, though, everybody? This is your girl, Miz Korona. You are tuned into Two Queens and a Fat Guy podcast with Fatt Father and Jacky B sipping on that wine. And today's episode, this is our first installment. It is called Pandemic Panties. Surviving the pandemic. Let's get into it. What's up, y'all?
What up, though?
What up, though?
First of all, you smile so hard.
Like
all the time. My last name's Smiley, and I'd be like, dog, this what I definitely
hard as hell.
I can't, and my eyes disappear. I'm sorry.
I didn't say, yeah, your eyes for sure disappear, nigga.
I'll definitely try not to smile as much because I want to be a thug.
Don't do that.
I want to
like
be
the abs in your forehead are so strong. Like like you got a six pack. You got a forehead six pack.
Because I got a knot too. I got a knot for banging my head on the counter on a damn thing some years ago when Jacky and them first introduced me to getting drunk at
I didn't introduce you to getting drunk. I think I introduced you to a drink.
You introduced me to
you may have had two lightweight. You probably just had two.
First of all, you got drunk off two drinks like that.
No, it was way more than two.
It was only two.
No, it was not, Jacky.
They may have been large, very large drinks.
No, maybe you paid for two, but I definitely had more than two drinks. That was a very hectic day. But anyway, let's get into this topic.
Right. Speaking
well,
of
alcohol
drinks,
is a part of surviving quarantine or the pandemic, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I know a lot of people
edibles.
Medicated.
Yep.
But edibles. But I drank a lot of bottles of wine in the beginning. In the first.
Did you?
Yeah, me and my BFF Lex, we used to have wine dates on the phone because I live by myself, and mostly everybody surrounding me in my circle, they have a spouse or they live with somebody, you know what I mean? And I just live alone. So those first couple months when we really needed to be separated from people, I was in this mud popping them corks on that Moscato. And one night I got drunk off. One night I got drunk off some Earl Stevens. I didn't realize it was
Earl Stevens.
Mad Dog 2020, and I was
Earl Stevens. Like drinking turpentine.
I would never drink that again.
All you need is one glass.
I might be 40, but I'm good on that. Yeah. So pandemic panties, y'all.
Yeah. So Dig, one thing I was just thinking about, like during this pandemic, everybody basically got shut in, locked down. The players couldn't get out there and recruit. You know what I'm saying? The dudes who not attracted to their wives were stuck at home with them, and the wives that's not attracted to their husbands were stuck at home with them. So how did people get their groove on during the pandemic? You know what I'm saying? And I know I was wondering, I had a few questions like when you recruit, do you like take their temperature? and ask the questions that they ask you when you walk into the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you wear a mask during? I don't know. Do you have her do citrus steam inhalation while you're, you know, taking care of business? I'm just
those are good questions. Those are good
yeah,
questions.
I just really want to know, like, you know, how do y'all feel about like Corona? Okay, would you consider are you single or are you in between or are you with somebody?
You know, I'm definitely single. I've been single for a long fucking time. So, you know, I wouldn't get no pandemic.
It's a long time.
I got some once in the midst of the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely
it was definitely great because you're blushing. You're blushing like
it was definitely
right.
It was worth the wait. So I got some one time, and I did not ask any of those questions. I didn't. I just dove in that motherfucker. But it was a familiar person. You know, it was somebody that
I was gonna say, was it somebody you had dated before, or
yeah,
somebody?
it was somebody. It was somebody I dated before, and
Okay.
you know, so it definitely wasn't me at like Kroger picking up somebody in the wine aisle and shit. Like, yo, I'm trying to.
But not that there's anything wrong with that. You
It
just
ain't
gotta
nothing
ask
wrong
the
with it.
proper questions.
It ain't nothing wrong with it. But you know, let me tell you how I am. Sometimes, like for instance, when my mom was in the hospital at one point, right? And so the nurse comes in. Now, mind you, we in the fucking everybody wearing masks. So she like,
yeah.
she cute. I said, how can you tell with a mask on? You just looking at her shape. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know if she cute. Now, what if I met a chick in the damn wine aisle at Kroger or going into a store to pick up some food or whatever? And yeah, she got a nice shape. The eyes cute, but then she take the mask off and she ain't got no teeth.
First of all.
Or she take panties off and then the fucking ass just melt out the fucking panties.
What?
I'm just saying.
What if that mask just come off and that shit just
It just
busted? No, just
all I could think about was I'm gonna get you, sucker, when you know what I'm saying, you get a chick home and she just peeling off everything. Like, let me pop these titties off. Let me, you know. And a lot of folks was walking around, a lot of women was walking around with no bras on and wasn't shaving under their arms and
yeah.
weird. Like, who was washing their ass? Because I got a question. I don't mean to keep rolling.
Where the fuck you going that I gotta shave and put a bra on?
Listen, that's
first
real.
of all.
But once we were able to come outside, did people do that? Because I got a question for y'all too. Now, say for instance, because you know we are part of the hip hop community. A lot of motherfuckers don't put on deodorant and wash their ass before the pandemic. So we was already not really trusting their hygiene. So during the fucking pandemic,
they don't wash their
clothes. Definitely wasn't trying to be around them motherfucker. I'm like, dog, you're not using hand sand because you wasn't even using.
Because you wasn't even washing your ass. You wasn't even washing your clothes. I just remember you know how clothes stink and they start to smell like pennies.
Like pennies. Like
just a handful of
just a nigga out here smelling like pennies.
Pennies. Yeah. That's you'll understand. When I used to go to when we used to hang out often and getting hugged by people, I think I used to tell Rona all the time, don't your beard stank, your face.
Hold on, my beard stink?
No.
Oh, okay. I mean
I'm just saying. I don't know. Does your beard stink? I wouldn't even know.
No, I'm
but I'm saying being hugged and they clothes, whatever is on their clothes would be just funky.
Yeah.
Just like you ain't wash your clothes in a week, or you sharing clothes with somebody.
Right. Yo, man, before this shit, I remember seeing a dude. This was way before this, happened. And I was working at MoCad. A lot of artsy fartsy motherfuckers come up in there, but I
Yeah.
hugged a dude that I was cool with, and the motherfucker was so musty, dog. It just was like
It was
in my
tart.
nose for the remaining time of
You had a
my
tardy
shift.
smell.
And I was so pissed for the rest of the day. We was at like the gala event. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this motherfucker came to a gala musty as hell.
He
Yeah.
probably think that's attractive though. With some people in our community that didn't put on. It was women in our community that didn't put on.
Oh yes, yes,
Didn't put on deodorant.
yes, yes,
So I'm just wondering.
yes. And
So I'm just
they felt like because they lit incense all the time,
Yeah.
like everything. They just used to smell like incense
And
and
tart.
shit.
man. So yeah, so my
And,
question is, I'm just curious, like in the middle of the pandemic, everybody was, if you lived alone, you might have been lonely. So you might have ran to Whole Foods and ran into somebody familiar, and you like, damn, I remember I had a crush on them. But
Not
he or she
anymore.
might just be a little funky. Are you still gonna smash that? Because you kind of in a vulnerable state. You gonna
No.
you gonna let that slide?
No.
Okay.
Listen, to me, if I was like the single guy out there, I would have had to suffer through this pandemic. Like I would still like I just couldn't take. It's too many things that I would have to ask. It's too many things that I would have to know that I wouldn't never be for sure about. Like you can tell me all day that you've been in the crib, but I still wouldn't be sure about it. Now, what's great is like during this pandemic, I started to get my health together. I started to work out, exercise a little bit, lost a little weight, and my wife started to find me attractive again. Like I'm talking about she actually like stares and look at me like
In lust.
ever so gently. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like that before the pandemic. Like, but I also believe that the pandemic should have given people the opportunity to look at their self.
Yeah.
Like if nothing else
Yep.
from this pandemic, you should have been able to sit back and say, this is what I'm happy about, this is what I'm not happy about, and I'm about to put forth the effort to change it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you didn't do
And
that,
in your relationship. And in your
yeah,
relationship. Yeah.
yeah,
But
definitely.
that's what I feel like was a plus with me living alone. You know what I mean? Like because I didn't have any outside distractions, from another person. Just like we in here together. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So because I was already in a space of like working on myself and trying to do my own, little self healing and things like that. And just like you, I'm like, okay, it's time to get back on it. I need to go start working out, losing this weight. You know what I mean? So I was going hard for a minute, fell off, go hard again. Then I caught fucking Corona again. Then I was like, oh shit, I got to sit down. So that stopped the momentum. But I was still doing the work within myself. And so I'm looking online and I'm seeing people, because for a while, like I said, I've been single for a minute. I'll be like, damn, I wish I had somebody. But then for a while, I see people's statuses like, man, I'm about to fucking divorce this.
I
So this
mean,
nigga getting on
it get ugly.
I was like, ooh, I'm glad I'm.
I mean, being stuck in the house with your spouse, your mate, your companion for a year almost. That shit, it get
Yeah,
down to the nitty gritty for real.
yeah, I could believe it. I could believe it.
I found though, along with working on my health and my physical, I worked on my mental. You know what I'm saying? I had to find a place where I was more like understanding, where I had to put me at the same time I was trying to, work on me. I had to also put me to the side to look out for the people in my household, like whether it's my wife, excuse me, or my kids. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we get wrapped up in our day to day and everybody is off doing their own thing. The kids off at school, you know what I'm saying? The wife over here, I'm over here. And then we all come together for a few hours before the day end. And it's all cool. But in this situation, everybody was just here
Right.
all day. You know what I'm saying? So you get to learn each other. Like you really get to know each other because everybody, when they look at their kids, they see the baby that was born.
Mm-hmm.
They see the 1 year, 2 year old, or the 5 year old that went to school for the first time. You don't really get to understand that these are growing people.
Yeah.
Like they have feelings, they have smartphones, they're seeing the same news flashes that you're seeing, but how are they receiving it? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my wife like she's watching the news. I feel a certain way about the virus and how we should be taking care of ourselves, but how is she feeling? You know what I'm saying? How is this impacting her? So I just took the time to really get to know everybody in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter now is just like, I'm in my room listening to pop music. And you know what I'm saying? My son is like, I'm a gamer and a YouTuber. And I'm going to sit in the basement and work on these thumbnails for my YouTube channel for 8 hours straight. and my wife is just, my wife just does her own thing. It ain't no telling what she doing. She listens to gospel records and reading, and she off in her own world. But like, you never pay attention to that stuff on the regular. This made us sit down.
Yeah. I got a question for y'all too, though, because you two are married and have children in the house. Mm. So, going back to the topic of pandemic panties, how often were y'all able to, if at all, fuck on y'all spouse during this time? Because the kids is there, they ain't at school, so you can't,
Not often enough.
Mm.
A lot.
Not often enough. Because these niggas is haters in this bitch. Okay. Especially Cameron.
Okay.
Cameron don't give a fuck. Cameron still open up doors when he ain't.
Ooh. Has he? What was the reply? What was said after that?
Get out.
But hold on. This is very deep question.
He couldn't see mommy's head.
But listen though, let me ask you this very important question. Was he told to get out? Did you step outside of the moment of passion to tell him to get out? Did you step out? Did you step into mommy mode? Or was it more like a get out of here? Like what was it?
It was more like get the fuck out of my room. It was straight mommy mode. Because then you got to take a pause. Y'all got to drink some more. I got to smoke a little more weed. Because we don't have the opportunity anyway.
Yeah.
So you step out into mommy mode, and then you get back into wife lover mode. You know what I'm saying? My husband, he's just stay the same motherfucking way. He don't care. Mark don't give a shit. Mark be like, I don't care. That's how they got here. No, they didn't get here by me sucking on your penis. Okay? He did not see my head. He saw mommy under a blanket. He doesn't know what's going on. He needs to go.
Right.
Well, listen, dog.
Men normally don't care though.
We get creative with the excuses. We get creative. Like we even done said, like acted out an argument after the point. Like, like you just hear the knock, knock, knock. What's that? And you just like, she here getting on my damn nerves. Like, yeah, what? Take your ass to bed. Like,
I'm not
but,
that. I
but,
can't act that great.
but
I'm
look,
just like, get your ass on and get some business.
ain't nothing worse than being told though. Like, I hear noises downstairs and happen to act it out and go downstairs and look around the whole time you just on fire burning from passion, but you just walking around your living room just looking around and opening the door, and you just sit here like, oh my God, I need to get back up there. And then you go back upstairs and you just hear like, can, can I keep my light on? And you like, if you keep the light on, you know they gonna be up.
Right.
So now you just in the room, just laying there pissed off. Like,
It's
uh,
over.
Damn.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
Over.
yeah, but I can say like the pandemic, it was more good times than bad times. And
Yeah.
again, the working out and the stamina building is amazing. I feel like I'm 18 again.
that's what's up.
I need to get to where you are. Shit.
Hey man, when I left the gym earlier, while I was there, he was kicking my ass, but on the ride home, it was just a burst of energy that kicked in, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? This is what I'm doing it for, because I already know what the results gonna be in the next few months. You know what I mean? And I'm about to get all the bitches this summer.
but but
We not gonna
hey,
have no summer this summer.
You not gonna have no summer?
Hell nah.
Oh damn.
we just
They
gonna have
said
to
this
get
shit still
creative.
gonna go into fall.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna go the whole year, but
Yeah, me
I
too.
think we got to get creative though. Like I
Oh
know
yeah, for sure.
this year we definitely taking more road trips, and we definitely go do more like cabin or cottages getaways.
Yeah,
You
I
know
was
what I'm
thinking about
saying?
that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they got a
yeah.
spot in Ohio with some pretty
Something.
dope cottages, like
Mhm.
3 and 4 bedroom cottages. That's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Just something. Cause these
Hmm.
kids, I am I'm always concerned about their well being.
Mhm.
Even with school, these kids they ain't learning shit. They getting easy grades.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? I wish my daughter would be like, I wish that was true because that school been kicking her ass.
Really?
This is her first year of high school,
High
but
school.
she been sticking in there, killing it. But like the school that she's going to, she had to take algebra classes over the summer
Mm.
because you have to already have algebra once you get there, and they
Oh,
start you at
gotcha.
geometry.
Gotcha.
But like the curriculum it's beyond me. I could tell you that because I'll be looking like, yo. And she was stressing about it, but now, like I tell her, she's having conversations in Spanish. I can't talk
Oh,
Spanish. I
nice.
can't speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? They also have an option for you to learn German in her school.
Oh,
So
shit.
it's
Great.
like, it was kind of rough for her, but she's sticking in there. But you're right. We a lot of people not talking to their kids as if they are equal beings in
Yep.
this pandemic.
Yep.
Right.
They're equal to in this pandemic. We're all equal.
We're all the same. Yeah. We are suffering the same. Really.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And the only thing we could do is make the best out of it, though. You know what I'm
That's one
saying?
thing I do wish that you know, during this pandemic, I really wish that my son, like, that would have been the opportunity for him to come and live with me. You know what I mean? But that that's a whole nother topic. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about that another time. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Word. But y'all still could have some pretty dope conversations though.
Yeah, you know, when his phone isn't being taken away for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Oh, he
everything
must be
virtual.
bad like you.
I have my days, you know what I'm saying? No, I honestly think I think that he's a really great kid. I just feel like, you know how some people parent when they have other children that are younger, then they feel like, oh well, your little brother or sister wants to play on your phone or want to play your game or be in your room, and you like, I need, you know what I mean? I need
Yeah.
my own time, but then you get in trouble for not letting them do whatever they want to do,
Yeah.
and that's the situation, you know. And I was be like, Lord Jesus, but you know, I did not birth him out of my womb, so I don't have as many rights as his other mom. So
Yeah, but I mean at the same time that even with that, like this is the time where these kids need their space.
exactly,
Like
I
from
be feeling
other
like
kids too, you know what I'm saying?
I be
Yep.
feeling like I need to sneak him a burner phone like Tasha from Off Power. I'm like, so you can communicate with me. Don't let nobody see it. You know what I
Go
mean?
give him that good flip phone. You
Exactly.
probably should.
Give him a star tech.
Seriously. Because
Get
how
him.
old is he, Rona? How old
He-
is he?
He's about to be 16 on the 18th.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh shit! Get him a
Yeah.
car phone.
Get him a car. Shit.
I'm trying to. I'm working on that, but you know,
Because he does need Marky is about to turn 16 on in May. There's no he needs his own space.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't need because I see the stress in Marky's face sometimes when I
Mm-hmm.
know, say I gotta go to the store, the grocery store. We can be gone for an hour. When I get back, Marky is like about to rip plugs of hair out of his head because
Right.
Cameron is just, he just asking him questions. He want to play the PS5. He need Marky to help him off some level on his game. And Marky just in his room trying to kick it with his girlfriend or some shit.
Right.
Marky like I don't do this shit no more. And he still doesn't. This is his second year in high school, and he hasn't had an opportunity to be a high school kid.
Yeah.
Mm.
Same, and you know, cause hey, before this, I was concerned that my son was gonna be I'm like, damn, but now he ain't in regular school. I'm like, well,
I'm so glad, Rona,
because I was just like, please don't.
because I already knew. I know what's coming.
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
I know he
Ugh.
ain't get no pandemic panties.
Listen though, that's what's crazy because I
Ugh.
had to like my daughter, she wasn't able to talk to no boys on the phone. I don't care what it was about, not even homework. I don't care what it was about. But in working on me, I had to say, you know what I'm saying, at this point, especially being locked in the house, you have to allow her growth.
Yep.
You
Yep.
have to. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, if it's pertaining to school, I was looking, this just how my face was looking. Like, okay, if it's
You had the
pertaining to
pouty face.
school, yeah, because you look up and you just like, that's my baby. You
That's
know what
your
I'm saying?
baby.
Like, and everything you put into them is genuine. Like
Yeah.
all you want, when you really think about
Yep.
when people say that they happy to see you make it, when
Yep.
people say that I am so congratulations, I'm so happy for you. Like, yeah, some people mean it, some people mean it
And
a
some
little bit,
people,
people, some people
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
But when
for sure.
you look at your children, you want them, their happiness is your everything.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you genuinely know what you want for this little adult. Like, you know that it's organic, and but you also know how tainted the world is.
Mhm.
And the world does not give a fuck.
Not at all. The
Oh,
world will
Unfortunately.
screw you over and never talk to you again.
Again.
yeah.
Yeah. Never apologize.
No.
Never.
Never take accountability. They don't give a fuck. The
And if
world does
you
not give
allow the
a fuck.
world to screw you, they will do it again. Like they'll
Absolutely.
do all that, stop talking to you, run
Most
into
times the
you.
same people. The
Yeah.
same
Yes.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
when you look at all that, I'm just like, man, and my baby is so nice and so,
And she's extremely sweet.
Mm.
yeah, and I just,
But that social, she's gonna have to get that. She gotta get. I said the same. In fact, you know how I feel. I
yeah.
said the same shit about my son. Like I don't want no bitches around my kid. I don't want fuck these little hoes, and I gotta let him grow
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I also don't want him to slang his penis around the world.
Listen, because my son already talking about in September around my birthday, I was initially gonna do a little backyard party. He was like, "Can your son come, or is it only for your grown up friends?" And I say, "Of course you can come, son." You know, he like, "All right, well, I'm gonna tell you, your friends might try to holler at me." So I'm like,
Oh, he feeling himself
Ain't
like
that a
mama,
bitch?
like son.
"Oh, shut up."
Like,
No, he act just like me. But look, he like, yeah, cause and he got a little mustache and his voice deep, and he like six
Oh
feet
my
tall now. And I'm
god!
just like, oh oh God. But I still look at him and see a baby.
A
My
short
I'm
child. Yes,
a
yes.
little
mhm.
pudgy, roly poly. I was on FaceTime getting my hair done. And he called me, and I lit up like a bulb. And I'm like, okay, son, like, look at my baby. And she like, the girl's a grown ass man, my hairstylist. I was like, this my son. He's still he always gonna be my baby when he about to be 16. I can't believe it.
That's so insane, man.
He,
I don't know.
he gonna say to he, I don't like women. I don't like girls my age. I like older women. I said,
How the hell he know what he like?
Oh, hey. When you
you
know, you
know,
know. When you
he
know.
probably know.
Listen.
These little boys.
He said the girls his age is they immature, because I'm more mature. I'm more mature for my age. I was like, oh, it's so funny just having the conversations
Yes.
that we have, and it's so separate from how he talks to his other mom. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, oh God. I'm like, what am I gonna do?
It's probably because you're a lot more understanding too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but no.
And you gotta be. Because he has to have that balance. You know what I'm saying? He has to have someone that he can come to and
Listen,
actually release to
well,
without
I'm
being
glad our
contentious.
kids ain't around here getting close to nobody to be a part of this topic.
but
Because we
hold
don't need
on.
to be no grandparents right now.
Listen though, I will tell you this though, getting back to the pandemic side of things, outside of the pandemic panties, one thing that I did in getting to know my children is my my son's like morning breath. The
Mm,
the it makes me it it makes me feel violent, like like I want to hurt
Like
people.
you want to beat his ass?
Like listen though,
oh, man.
and he's a talker like first thing in the morning. So like
No.
the conversation starts and it just and then I've ran into people with morning breath before. But like when you usually in the house with people with morning breath is quick responses, it's quick
Mhm.
conversations. You know what I'm saying? Do we have some more oatmeal? Do we have, just in passing, you
Oh,
going in the
man.
bathroom? But he has deep ass conversations. Like he'll walk in my room and say, like, So, Daddy, do you think God is real? But the whole time I'm thinking like this smell is making me so angry that at the moment I can't even fathom the thought of God. Like I feel like I'm questioning God in my heart at the same time he's
Ooh.
asking me this question. And that's
Oh
one
my
thing I
God.
learned is like, man, you go first. Go
But
in there and do whatever you need to do.
but think about this though. That's your child. So okay. But think about a person who waking up next to their spouse and it's like, well, they was used to going to work first, so they didn't catch that morning breath for a while. That talking. Oh man.
I
Oh
like to be
yeah.
talked to in the morning at all. Anyway, don't fucking talk to me.
I be chipper as hell.
I don't.
Yeah,
And
I
I
don't
get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't talk to me.
But damn, before a person who was like, that I gotta spend a whole damn near a whole year in the house with this motherfucker. You roll over and your husband breath or your wife breath just and they want to talk and talk. And how do you because you ain't used to it now, see?
I don't know.
I don't know.
yeah, and see my
You see my
my
face.
and I know I be having to jump up because I got that quick morning breath. You know what I'm saying? Like that morning breath. Soon as I go to sleep, today's breath is expired. Like
Your ass up.
even if I doze off for 10 minutes, today's breath is expired.
And you got today's breath is gone. Tomorrow's is entered.
But see, in
Uh,
10 minutes, you wake up with the expired breath.
Fuck.
You see what I'm saying? So you doze off of that doze off breath.
that doze off breath.
That
Woo!
doze off breath. My
God
doze off breath
damn.
is top shelf.
God damn.
Hey,
Yeah.
but
And I
listen,
got sleep apnea. Shit.
but listen now. Also,
That, I done woke up with Marty breath at the club. I done,
I was just about to say, how many times have we been out at a club and motherfuckers smelling like they ain't brushed their teeth in weeks? Like, God damn. And it's the Black and Miles and the blunts and the liquor on top. Oh, I remember one time, this was recent, this was right before, so it was we in 2021. So it was right before the pandemic hit, like the end of 2019. We had an event. I think you was there, Fats. We had an event and I ain't gonna say his name. He came over, he talked, oh man, sis, we gotta get on the joint. And this motherfucker talked to me for so long, but his breath was bumping. I damn near passed out because I was holding my motherfucking breath. I'm like,
yeah.
turn around. Look, had to turn around and breathe in to respond. Yeah, bro.
Like,
All
nigga, the
right,
only way
you would have still talk. I'm like, good.
nigga, the only way we recording is with a peppermint microphone.
Ooh,
Like
got the throat, my guy. Dog.
but hey, but that brings me to this question though. For Corona, like even with the pandemic, like how have you been finding a way to be in that creative zone?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? To still like what motivated it over the pandemic? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Well, at the height of it, you know what I'm saying. The name of the virus is what really sparked the creativity as far as me diving back and doing music and dropping some stuff. But then it was just like trying to figure out anything to keep me sane because
Yeah.
it's talking when they were talking about how we gonna have to be on like shelter in place. I'm like, initially they were saying 4 weeks,
Yeah.
and I'm like, damn, I totally thought that I was like, I can't be in the house by myself for 4 weeks. I just was thinking about solitary confinement, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, or some shit like that. But then as I got into it, I'm like, oh, I like my peace. As it got closer, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to my parents' house or to my
Right.
sister's house or somebody and stay with them just to be around people. I'm like, I kind of like my peace and like to be by myself. So I started finding little things. I had dropped the project. So then I shot a video. And to shoot a video, my homeboy came up with the idea of me shooting it in the mirror. So with me being a visual artist, I set up the camera to shoot in the mirror, and that was like super dope. So
Yeah.
then I ended up getting like people were sending me footage to edit stuff for them. So I'm editing stuff for people. Then I shot a couple visuals for people. We did some social distancing stuff, and then I painted one of my bedroom walls because I'm like, when I moved in this house, the girl who lived here before had her name painted on the wall, so I was like, okay, here's the time to get rid
Wow.
of that.
Yeah.
Right, I'm like, here's the time to get rid of that, and so I found out that it was like that was kind of relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I could actually draw. And so I was like, I can kind of draw a little bit. I'm about to get some canvases and paint my own shit. So I was looking for artwork to go in my bedroom. And I'm like, this shit is expensive. So I'm like, well, I painted the hell out of that bedroom wall. Let me see if I can create some stuff. So I was really like diving in and just tapping into different parts of myself. Just like if these paintings suck, oh well,
Yeah.
who gonna see them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
Right.
if the video come out terrible, oh well, ain't nobody got to see it, or I'll try to shoot it again. But I was just trying to find little things here and there to try to keep my creative juices flowing and keep my sanity, you know
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time.
And I seen like, cause even Jackie, I see you was doing a lot of housework. Yeah, like that.
Tons. Because I'm used to having space to myself with the kids being at school,
Yeah.
and then Mark having his own schedule. I'm used to having some space and hearing them argue all day and having Mark ask me. I was just like, forget it. Let's just start redoing the house. Let's start
Yeah.
all the things that we were not able to do that I'm home for. Nobody has to rush and pick up kids. We don't have to rush through homework. Like we got time. And that kept me like, because at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was drowning myself in whiskey. I mean, drowning myself. I wasn't necessarily drunk, but it was like either that or you constantly thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
You
Yeah.
constantly thinking about, okay, I gotta make sure the bills are good. I gotta make sure the mortgage is good. I gotta make sure they have internet access. I have to, and we're constantly doing that. I learned how to slow down and just absolutely stop caring.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Like stop. Like there's nothing I can control about the salon closing because my shop closed
Right.
Yeah.
for a while, and then right after that, I got injured. I got a
Mm,
Yeah.
herniated disc. So I was down for 3.5 months with the shop being
Mm.
closed, and then down 3 more months with a herniated disc. I was
mm.
like, oh no. Maybe God trying to say, girl, just
Sit
sit
down.
your ass down somewhere.
Yeah,
Sit
Yeah.
down.
Cause
yeah.
I know I did the same thing though. Like when my house, I painted the entire house. Like I was just getting the yard
Yeah.
together and just taking my time. But one thing as far as my music is that the creator did show me this year that it's a whole lot of different ways to skin a cat. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like so many opportunities came and I still had to do the work, You know what I'm saying? But so many, like I've worked on commercials over the past year. I even did a song for one company's like on hold music.
Mm.
You know what I'm
No.
saying? And
So,
it's just been like it's just been a blessing. At the same time, this virus is horrible. I
yes.
feel bad for anybody who is sick from it. In fact, my father is ill from it, has been ill from it for the last week and a half because he took the vaccine.
Mm.
Uh but I feel bad for the people who have lost people, and
Yeah.
I understand that that is, you know what I'm saying, that's a very horrible situation. So I just like to make that clear when I talk about, you know, certain blessings that came to me. Like you know, I understand that the virus is not a blessing, but the sit down time
Yeah.
and the time to evaluate self and life and career and everything, you know what I'm saying, I just feel like the creator showed me the way, you know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
else I would have lost my mind. Like
Yeah.
even with music, just being creative and being able to sit down and put those feelings into musical form,
Right.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So the it has definitely been a challenge.
Mm.
2020 was a challenge.
Yes, it was.
And I'm gonna piggyback off that, you know what I'm saying, to chime back in because, you know, I remember at like the end of February, um, I was super fucking sick. And I'm like, dog, like they wasn't even testing for it. And I'm like, yo, I ain't never been this sick in my whole life. So when I started working on the project that I named the virus because my name is Corona, I had to tell people, you know, explain, and I was going through that whole, you know, like should I change my name? Because at this point they started testing, and then I had family members that was in the hospital, and my mom and dad had it, and I'm like, you know, wasn't for sure if I had it, but I knew I had all the symptoms that they were saying,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, yo, but in the midst of that, of creating that project, that was the first time that I had ever listened to the spirit guiding me. And
Yeah.
that was the fastest that I had ever created a project. I didn't fight with nothing. I'm like, okay, I knew I wanted. I heard the spirit tell me a 6-song EP. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying. I just wrote what was in my heart, what came to me. I didn't, because I'm a perfectionist to a degree. It's a Virgo trait, and I'm just like, yo. But I almost scrapped that project because
Wow.
I almost, and it's the most successful project that I put out to date. But almost scrapped it because right at the tail end when we finished, that's when we did this. They did the shelter in place. They started announcing how many people were passing from it. And I'm like, yo, I don't want my name to be triggering the people. I don't want this project to be triggering the people. I don't want people to think I'm just, you know, trying to make a mockery.
Yeah.
And
That's
so, yeah,
how much
but
black you even got from that. Just
yeah,
it was just people talking. It's like, how do you even know that's not a project for her to heal from? How do you
right.
even know?
Yeah.
So you know, but and I you know put my post up and people responded, and some it was like a handful of folks. It was like, I don't know, I wouldn't do
Yeah.
it, and a lot of other people, including some friends of mine who had, you know, lost family members at that time, was like, nah, don't let them take you away from us too. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, but I still prayed for like 3 days about it. And then I heard God telling me, like, nah, this is it's your time. Like you
Yeah.
gotta,
Yeah.
and you know,
And
but
imagine if you
and
hadn't
I
done.
ended up catching it twice, but still, it's a blessing to be here. So I have to tell people, like, you know, even those who still coming back and seeing the project, like, really, you still, but you don't even know a person's story. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
You don't know what I've been through. You don't know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, shit, I thought I was about to be out of here. That's why
And they
I,
still really don't know. They
and
Not
still
still,
at all.
still
Not
don't.
at all.
But when I was super sick in February, and then hearing about the virus, I'm like, yo, man. this is a time for me. This is when it clicked in my brain, like, we don't know how long we finna be here. I ain't finna hold back nothing. Let me say what I need to say. God is telling me to do it. I'm gonna do it. When it was done, I wasn't waiting on nobody. You didn't make it to the studio. Oh well, I'll catch you on the next one. If I'm here, boom. I say, if this is how, because like I said, I was super sick. I'm like, if this how I leave here, if this my legacy, this my last project, I'm leaving a mark.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I think I learned that too. I learned most definitely not to hold my tongue anymore. Just not to hold back on how I feel about certain things.
Yeah.
With family members, with loved ones, even with my spouse. Just anything. I'm like, anything you got to say to me or anything I need to say to you, we need to get it out. We don't need to hold on to it and fester because you don't know how long you have. And I also learned how to give people their flowers.
Yeah.
When you feel the move to say, hey, I love you. I love you. You my friend, or I miss you as a friend, or whatever, then you need to do that.
Yeah.
You need to do that. That shit is so imperative.
That is true.
That need to be one of our topics because I learned too during the midst of the pandemic that, some people still have a problem. They still feel awkward when somebody tell them that they love them.
Yes.
And I just be
it's
like,
so weird.
It's weird. I'm like, yo,
it's weird.
People is leaving this earth. You know what I'm saying? You feel awkward that somebody is loving on you.
That loves you.
All of it, dog.
You be so weird.
But I also too, there's there's a lot of things that I recognize within myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm sensitive, but this world is so fucked up. I'm gonna embrace my sensitivity. Back in the day, I used to be embarrassed when people were feel away when people be like, "You so sensitive." That's okay. That's one of my best attributes because I was a motherfucker back in the day. I worked on myself, and yes, I am sensitive now. It's okay.
Are you sensitive now, or are you just a human being?
I'm a human being. I've always been sensitive when it comes to people that I really care about. Okay. So certain things that people say and do that I have a respect for or an attachment, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can hit that button and then that sensitivity will come out. Some people it just roll off my back.
Or they just assholes and they know they're able to hit that button.
Exactly. Just like you and Pat said at the top of the show. Yeah.
First of all, whatever. But listen, what I've also learned to judge people more on intent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, even with my kids, like, they might do certain things to piss us off. But then when you really sit back and think about it, like, were they trying to hold me? Or
no, my kids be trying to hold me.
No, I mean, like, for real though, do they even look at hold me at the level that we look at it? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we know when somebody in the street trying to hold you.
Yeah.
They trying to hold you.
Yeah.
Your kids just trying to get the shit at the moment that they want.
Yeah.
So they like horn you indirectly. You know what I'm saying?
Directly hoism.
Yeah. So I just had to
I do feel indirectly hoed in this motherfucker.
First of all, that's gonna be the new saying. Like, are you trying to indirectly hold me? Like, is that an indirectly?
Is that what you did?
Like, look though, but I want to jump on another question though for you queens.
Okay.
And I take it that we've all been dealing with the virtual medical doctors on screen. Mm-hmm. What I really wanted to know was, are gynecologists doing virtual?
Yeah.
Virtual vaginas.
Yes.
Are they?
Yes. I haven't had a virtual.
And is that more disturbing for your kid to walk in on?
Well, you're not You're not putting your twat up to the screen.
Oh, you ain't got no eye stirrups at home that hook up to your iPhone?
Nope.
Like you ain't.
You are answering. Here's what you're doing. You're giving your symptoms. Facts. I'm glad that is just so fucking enjoyable.
I'm sorry, ladies.
You're not putting your pussy lips on camera for
Okay.
$1,000. You are you are answering questions, and if they need to see you, like per your symptoms, you come into the office.
I'm still waiting.
Because most OBGYNs are only taking women who are pregnant or close to birth, close to giving birth.
Yeah, cause I'm still waiting on my appointment to get scheduled.
You gotta wait unless it's urgent. Unless you tell them you dying and you think you caught something, they really like
my coochie fell off.
I wonder, do they sell stirrups on Amazon though?
I'm sure they do for some freak that's out there. There's a lot of freaks out there.
Think about this though. How are women feeling who gave up the pandemic panties and they feel like their coochie fell off, but the doctors don't feel like it's urgent enough?
They're not taking you better go to Planned Parenthood.
Or you gotta go to receive it.
But see, the coochie is essential.
The vagina is essential.
First of all, you just mama the hell out of me. I said coochie.
Coochie is.
First of all, we just had a conversation in my house because my wife feel like the kids shouldn't be able to say coochie because it's a derogatory word, and I said, huh? Coochie.
It's a secondary word for
right,
pussy.
but vagina. I said, so what's the difference in saying wee or pickle or?
Nah, but see, my son better not say coochie.
So your son can't say coochie? What he gotta say?
He can say vagina.
But what if he? Why?
I better not hear him say coochie.
Why though?
It's not because I feel like it's derogatory. If it makes me feel like, what kind of conversations are you and your little heathen ass friends having about some little girl's vagina? Is what I'm saying. So you better properly speak about her in my presence, and I better not hear it. You can say,
but what if it's not about her? What if it's just about a
random coochie?
I'm just saying, just a coochie. Like, hey,
whose coochie would he be talking about?
Hold on. Let me tell you something though. This is why we have to talk to these children, because I told my son that I felt like I was cheating him as a father. Because he was under the impression that coochie just meant private for anybody.
So everybody got coochie.
Yeah.
Everybody got coochie.
And when I really thought about it, I can't be mad at him if it was never explained.
Explain to him.
You know what I'm saying? Just like with anything, with especially men, we seem to think that everybody should know.
Yeah.
And no matter which, I mean, y'all women do it a lot too. But y'all do it on a different level. Y'all do it on like this nigga should have known I don't like these kind of flowers. Or this nigga should have known I hate this perfume. This nigga should have known I was hungry. You know what I'm saying? Men do it on dumb shit. Like my son should have knew I loved him. like we do it on deep dumb shit that doesn't really make sense. Like
that makes a lot of sense.
Like we look at our sons when they get a certain age and be like, he should know how to take the proper bath or shower. Like,
and
but
they really don't know.
Yeah.
They really, I mean, if they in a 2-parent household or 1-parent household, or they're going back and forth, these kids don't know shit. unless we tell.
Nothing. Nothing. And for like I said, a lot of things I sat back and was like, that's during this pandemic. I really learned a lot. Like what I should be on top of, what I need to have. I even put it on the floor and told my kids, like, listen, if you have any gripes with the way that you're being raised or anything that's going on,
I
let's
think you
talk
told
about
me
it.
that. Yeah, you told me that, and I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Just checking in with your kids. That's awesome.
I want to go back to something because that just made me realize that when this dude, it was something viral during the pandemic, when a dude put up a post that said, if a nigga put the wash rag in his butt, he gay. I was like, you don't clean your
I
ass?
saw that, or he doesn't let the water
Yeah,
trickle,
he
or
don't
you
like
open up your butt cheeks or
if
something.
if you open up your
Like,
ass,
nigga,
put a
you're
wash
not
rag
washing
in
your
your butt. He said if you open your ass and put a wash rag between your butt, then
yeah.
So you just got caked on shit.
You just got shit from when you was 10 in your ass.
But sometimes I be wondering if motherfuckers.
That nigga got a bacterial infection. I'm sure he'll knock your pH balance off. That nigga probably got spagna around his dick.
But nobody probably never told him.
Nobody told him to open his ass cheeks and wash his ass properly.
Nobody told. Just like you still got like 13, 14-year-old boys who probably walk in the bathroom and pull their pants all the way down.
All the way down.
And stand at the urinal.
Yeah.
Like that's because nobody ever said,
and I expressed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
my baby. Pull your pants halfway. You don't pull them all the way down to your ankles.
Hey, my cousin said he a grown man. He said he was at a restaurant or somewhere. He said, man, this nigga came in that motherfucker and pulled his pants all the way down. A grown man.
Oh, no.
He said, man, this nigga pulled his pants all the way down to his motherfucking ankles and stood next to me and picked.
He probably ain't even know. Rona, he didn't know. I promise you.
Ooh.
Or he was raised by his mother, and his mother, his mama don't know that he go into the bath because she can't go into the bathroom with him while he pissing.
Damn.
When he was growing up,
true.
At a certain age, you just don't look at your kids anymore. You just hope for the fucking best. You like go in the bathroom, wash your ass, and you really hope for the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Hope they come out clean.
I had to ask my son. Well, I used to have to ask him.
Yeah.
Did you wash everywhere?
Yeah, but I'm saying you ask, but you send him in the bathroom and was like, hey, take a shower. And you know how you do when you take a shower. You know you wash your entire body.
Right.
These kids go in there and turn the fucking water on.
And stand there.
And come the fuck out.
Because nobody told me. I itched from kindergarten to 3rd grade. And you know how I had a stepfather, you know what I'm saying? And this is how it got broke down to me. One morning, my stepfather was supposed to drop me off at my auntie house on his way to work. He went to work at like 6 a.m, so I had to be up early. So I went in the bathroom and I washed up the way I knew how to wash up. And the way I knew how to wash up, I equated it with, like, when I saw my biological father, one of the things that I did see him do is shave. Like, because he had a bald head, you know what I'm saying? And he would shave his face. So I would see him put the cream all over his head, all over his face, and then shave. And boom, he was getting dressed. So I'm like, shit, I guess he would always say, I'm here washing up or getting ready. So the way that I washed up, I would lather my body with soap, then get a towel and wipe it off.
Yeah.
And I thought that was correct when I was.
So you had dry soap
in my skin. I am probably made of dial soap right now. Like, if I get caught in a
Your
rainstorm,
DNA is
You turn into a
Yes.
sun, nigga.
really dial soap.
I
And
probably
dial
can't
soap
even.
is that.
Yeah, in the big ass yellow bar. You know, I used to use half the damn bar.
No, you'll never get sick. You would never get sick.
Yeah,
'Cause that
I'm
shit is
antibacterial than a mother. I'm look, I'm the cure for coronavirus. They looking for me.
They look at me. No, we need your blood for the real vaccine. Shit.
But
Mm.
man, I think it's time for us to roll out.
Yes, indeed.
And that was a pretty good conversation, you know what I'm saying? For
Yes.
everybody out there watching, we appreciate it.
Yes,
it's only
we
gonna
do.
get better. You know what I'm saying? We just getting in there, we getting our feet wet. Pretty soon we'll be soaked from head to toe. Y'all got any last words?
You know, thank y'all for tapping in to Two Queens and the Fat Guy. We'll see y'all soon. Send us some information. If y'all want, we need to know what y'all want to hear us talking about.
You need to get them the email if they want to send in any topics or reach out to us. It's Two Queens and a Fat Guy podcast at gmail.com. That's Two Queens spelled out TWOQUEENS and a Fat Guy with two T's on the fat, FATT guy. Y'all can send in any suggestions, any funny ass news you want us to talk about, serious ass news, anything goes here. You know what I'm saying? We're adults having adult conversation.
I'm still a child. You speak for yourself.
No, you older than me.
Shit.
What you got to say, Jacky
Such
B?
an asshole.
You ain't got nothing to say, Jacky
I enjoy
B?
y'all. That's what I want to say now.
She's so grown.
I enjoyed y'all.
Well, you too. You know, so thank y'all once again, and you know, follow us on Instagram and follow our Facebook page as well. You guys will see
Yes.
bottom.
Follow us on Instagram. We got a million people on Facebook.
Yeah. So thank y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all like different kind of pictures like of me flexing with no shirt on. Look, I got an app.
I seen it.
I got a 1-pack.
Yeah.
Right now, but I'm gonna get the other 5. They probably sell them on Amazon.
I'm only telling the truth. I ain't lying. I'm only telling the truth. I ain't lying, homie.